Mountain Time in my village, 3:48 Pacific, 5:48 Central, and 6:48 Eastern Time. But check your time zone for when she apexes for you. So she's arriving at the cusp of the 2nd degree, and this is the emotional tidal wave. This is the degree of the moon. And being that the moon is in Scorpio, this is the stuff hidden under the emotional rug. So it might be time to dive into those emotional realms, diving in as deep as ever so possible. So our heart's desire to have more meaningful emotional exchanges, more so now than any other time, even if it's not so easy peasy. So you may be feeling forced to transform, to change, to shift a variety of things, like out of those shallow relationships. Maybe they're just not satisfying anymore.
Inshallah and Ashe, it's a Monday musing show. And welcome to the season of Scorpio, the depths of Pluto, the transformation. Actually, yesterday was a master Pluto day to kick off the power of the season. So we're digging deep into our soul, the depths of our soul, to like give it all or give it nothing. It's about defining our boundaries and claiming our ability to protect ourselves energetically, or just releasing some self-limitations, resolving those inner thread issues, thread lines, surrounding ourselves with sacred space and trust, being in our authenticity, where our sacred self and our most inner aspect is becoming transformed, becoming something different. I always see it like Maleficent when she turns into the rising of the phoenix. But it's this complexity of surrendering like completely, wholly to what is inspirited divinely by source. So it's like the sheet's been pulled off of the bed, the rugs have been removed. So anything that's not in our light or dimming our authenticity, it may have come up from the depths of like the mind, the inner caverns, the caves, or deep in the sand dunes. So anything in the past, those inner issues of the past may bubble to the surface. It really is a magical season of healing the shadows, the depths of healing, going to those inner hells, if you will, and returning transformed, whatever it is, by the way, keeping you from trusting yourself and having that inner safety net and security. And Venus is in the house as well to elevate our love. We have to go have the love when we go down into those shadowy depths, going deep within. And when you do, the gem, our own starlight, shines even brighter. It's more polished, feels like a silver gemstone. I don't know. I'm just seeing things. But it's time to access our boundaries, the ones that are magical, that really fit who we are. So you may have thoughts of fear. So really kind of pay attention to your belief streaming in. Or you may even feel that your feels are challenged, your feelings, both feelings and thoughts. It's our sacral and our solar plexus. Being in this observation station, it's like, where does the heart intend to land without being forced to an outcome that the heart's not aligned with? So those fears may be what is guiding you, showing you the old belief systems that you're possibly ready to face. So like I tell people sometimes either to flick the shift away or like to just imaginary, like vomit it out like once and for all. Maybe like go on a walk and do some vomiting exercises to pronunciate it. But healing our heart by loving this new boundary that we are creating and being in the season of Scorpio. You know, we do have the heart in our inner baby kind of peeking through the sand like a scorpion, like out to see if it's safe to come out and play. So the key to access is really our space, giving our heart space to feel sensations of security and trusting and protecting. It's the breath, it's the pause, it's time and space. It's the balance between our heart and our soul, possibly overly protective or underly protective. This is our security of our star, the heart, the chalice. And it depends on the situations that you may be in, our authenticity, the ultimate goal, wherever we are, even whoever we're with, our field, our heart, it must know heartfelt that it's safe and it's in a safe container. Almost feels like a jewelry box or treasure box, you know. And our inner baby needs to be both nurtured and feel like someone is being responsible and in charge. And at the same time, we have to have kind of some heartfelt compassion for our inner wares, our inner garden, our sacred space. So really sitting with our heart and meditating, it's like, how can I provide this space, this balance, this safety net of love and freedom to be, to roam, to go on a journey for our heart space and also our inner baby, childlike wonder. So this is the prelude really to the new moon solar eclipse, I might add. So time and space, a safe space of self-love, creating heartfelt, sacred space for the entire year until we arrive in the season of Scorpio in 2023. There's a lot of stuff cosmically happening. But with that, welcome to the Daily Snippet. Once again, I am your host. I'm a practicing holistic shaman and medium, an otherworldly life coach, and a subtle energetic surgeon. But I do go by the term holistic shaman medium, which is a merging of it all. My intention is to utilize these indigenous technologies along with the elemental realms, our original divine blueprint to navigate our soul's harmonic through these realms, elemental, imaginal, into and through the shaman's portal, which is online for the entire season of Scorpio. It's our 8th energetic center, along with the cosmos, the subtle realms, and so much more, with offerings, prescriptions, and rituals to really add to your sauce, your juice, the otherworldly kind, I might add, your personal container, these ingredients. Ritual really is food for the soul. It assists in our personal medicine and our prime directive. Just really discovering our own innate inner genius, our personal medicine, the star that I believe we all are. Really reintroducing you to that magical essence that resides within each and every one of us so that we shine even brighter. It's beyond just the high vibe shining frequency, by the way. My name is Tanya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. And if you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do, YouTube or otherwise. Tanya D on YouTube and Musing with Tanya D podcast. The Otherworldly Insight season. The title for 22, that's the title. Out for your musing pleasure today. We've got the season of Scorpio. We have Hades, Pluto in the house, which will stream in later. But we're setting the shaman's portal, our soul star, our 8th energetic center, the mystical, the imaginal. But still, I want to give a shout out to my community, my village, new subscribers, along with those of you that have been part of my journey since the beginning, watching me shift gears and change. And also those of you that have been tuning into the replay. I do hear you. I do see you. And also, if you don't mind hitting the bell so you're notified. And remember, a comment or a share does get you a message for your day to get you on your way. It really helps with the algorithm, which is always quantumly changing, echoing it out to the universe. Insights of the other world, the world of spirit, subtle energies, chakras, the elemental source, and the cosmos. They all do this dance, right? And you can also find me on other social channels like TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, where I'm streaming probably today. However, if your soul is nudging, possibly sometimes kicking, dragging, and you're screaming to dive on deeper into the realms of the other world, the mystical and the magical, head on over to the Musing Corridor. This is my digital library in the sky. It's a venue where I have some amazing opportunities and options to assist you, to guide you, a private sacred circle, a community, a village to utilize as well. I am your otherworldly shamanic assistant. You truly are your own healer, but sometimes we have energetic hiccups and we do need an otherworldly life coach assistant to get us out of our own magical way. Sometimes that happens. So with that, just a few announcements and of course our opportunities to choose for our cards today. Of course, we've got Pluto, we've got the symbol for Scorpio, and we've got a scorpion, which that was really great. Scorpions, my moon's in Scorpio, so I can relate. But this is the season to really start our manifestations. So that's super exciting. It's a manifestation journey, really utilizing our energy centers to manifest the energy centers, the chakras. The season of Scorpio, the cosmic ladder to get or create manifestations, to make them real. The Witcher's Way to Manifestation is the greatest. It's this great moment, yesterday actually, to start that journey, or at least one of them. So if your heart still has time and if it wishes, jump on in and grab that investment, just removing the blocks that are holding you back from your heart's manifestations. And of course, change your stars, which the price does go up tomorrow or Wednesday. The Shaman's Portal is open for the season of Scorpio. It was fully wide open yesterday, and the veil is the thinnest, is actually coming soon. I do have the Musing Moon meditation out. It's on the highway. Be sure to tune into the Goddess of the Night, which who doesn't, right? And also the podcast dedicated to Jeremiel, the angelic being of the season of Scorpio, the mercy of God. Tune into Jeremiel. It's about life reviews and so much more. But we are entering our soul and spirited self, the core of our inner womb, our heart's creativity down to the bones of our soul. Our heart may feel guarded today, totally blown open, really wide, or exposed and vulnerable. So these are indication of our default settings, going back to the rising of the origins, the return to sender of how we protect our chalice. We either shut it down, we expose ourselves from under the rug, or we are guarded. So as the day flows, these guardians, the guards, reveal how guarded our heart is, and then the experience starts to unfold. But the key to understand where we need our guards and where we need to allow the wall to be removed or come crumbling down so we can share our light and our love, not just with ourselves, with another. So it's like, what is a boundary? So in Change Your Stars, I really talk about energetic boundaries, but a boundary sometimes is an energetic thumbprint of when something will start or stop. It's the executioner, ask a Scorpio. They can cut you off without even putting any resolve to it, smile and walk away. And it doesn't matter if this is the area we all have. We all do this, by the way. But my moon is in Scorpio, so the conditions for when my heart will open, it's this inner voice of, I will open my heart when my heart feels safe, which isn't very often. So this is what the heart says, and you're protecting your heart until your emotional state of your foundation, consciousness foundation, determines it's safe. So by creating this rule, this thumbprint rule, your heart immediately feels safe in the container, the vessel, the body, because we have created a rule, a boundary to put in place to protect our chalice, giving it sacred space and time. Those are really the greatest assets, the tools for making boundaries. And myself, being a reflector, I really do give everything time and space for healing, for making, for loving, for whatever that is. So take 30 days. Now, I know sometimes we don't have 30 days when things are full force. So somebody has to kick it up. And that's also a tool as well, just like stepping in like a warrior. There's different energies and frequencies, but there are some warriors out there as well, right? And when we determine the time and when we wish to manifest or we want to manifest or something to happen, whatever that is to happen, the conditions of the space. So we're kind of protecting the heart, what the heart wants. And that's why the Witcher's Way to Manifestation is really, this is the season for that, or one of the seasons. So when I feel safe is when I use the elementals of time and space to protect. And when I get the room cleansed, my heart lights up. So for me, I came in from my outdoor sleeping space. So my inner space, I need to kind of give it some time to feel juicy because it's kind of change going from the outside living to the inside, different frequencies. So with that, you've got Pluto, you have the Mars or the Scorpio symbol, and you have a Scorpio. So comment your option. Okay, on the elemental highway. Sorry, I'm having a twitch on my nose there. We've got a dually day here. Yang metal dog right next to each other. Two metal dogs and two metal dogs. Feeling heavy, unrefined, maybe unpolished. So the dog is giving our day roots. They're hidden. The yin metal is rooting our yang metal, if you will. So we start from the month feeding the heavenly stems, birth, water, and water feeds or nourishes the tree. So our day has flow, but the flow is moving away from us, not to us. So fire is hidden, and it's also in storage. And remember, at the hour of the horse, we're coming up on that, we're going to have that fire trine. But the year energy, the yang water and the tiger there, are needed to loosen up our thick mountains. We've got a mountain range, a rocky mountain range, by the way. And the yang water is going to cleanse the metal, which is also buried really deep in the earth. So the needed elements are metal and nature, no fire because we got enough earth. Earth is it's peaking right now. It's got a great foundation. And more earth is just going to bury our metal. So the two elements for the day are metal, which is the story, communication, community, decision-making, car makers, things metal, making jewelry, stuff like that. And nature. Nature transforms, it shifts, it changes, the era of change. We're in the season. But the month stem branch brings in the friend, high efficiency. So this is the bonding, meaningful relationships that are being created. And spending time with friends in your social circle, in your village. even the neighborhood. Maybe you're starting to know your neighbors. My neighbor brought me cookies, which was totally hilarious. And we also have the artist, high on the tides, coming in on the year as well. And that's about fine taste, luxury dining, luxury cars, gourmet foods. But it's also somebody who's extraordinarily artistic, great at communicating, loves social gatherings, those intellectual conversations. So we kind of have this energy of being this artistic, friendly energy of the day, or a friend who is an artist. Pretty magical there. Okay, on to our messages. Here's our options. We've got Pluto. We've got, isn't that a great image of Pluto? I can't believe I found that. Scorpio, which, you know, some people have those as pets. And the sigil. And I went with the season of the witches as far as the polls, the messages today. And I went to a witches party Friday, and oh my God, I can't even remember how many divinations. I was doing them up into the next morning. I was up till 3 a.m. rolling the shells. You want Pluto for sure. Okay, Amber, you get Pluto. So it took me all weekend to literally recoup from doing all these divinations, but I was totally highly energized. I think I was channeling through the whole thing. I was high on doing multiple divinations. So first up, if you chose the sigil, you get the elements, which is a 16. This is when we open up our heart, the chalice to receive. We align with spirit. So this is the higher octave of spirit in our day-to-day reality. So this is the main stage rising degree, when our heart opens, and in opening our heart, we receive these divine messages. But the elements, remember to feel the warmth pulsing through our wombs. So we are all a child of the mother and the elementals. Truly, harmony awaits within us. So it's like when we can feel the heat of fire, the dampness of the water, when we can feel the whipping of the winds, the harmonics of the winds, and even the weight of the earth. Our day is pretty weighted today. So imagine being the earth mother, or Mother Earth, the big E versus the little e, dealing with all of these elements. Somehow she manages to find the balance and the harmony. But the element message really does represent the harmony, the need to make room for all of these energies by allowing ourselves to be present. So what does that even look like? So for example, if you feel sad, sit in your sadness and ask your sorrow what it needs to know. The same actually applies for all different emotions that come up for you, which is curious. And look at all those witches. So we're like being guided to find harmony despite the various storms that have been blowing our way. So there's a reason for every symbolic storm, earthquake, every fire, every avalanche, even every mudslide, if you will. So we don't see the reasons behind the events, but nonetheless, these occurrences are happening so that we can release this energy, making way for healing to actually take shape, to take place. So every season in our life has to have time with us. Every season of the year, like there's so many cycles and seasons. I won't go into that. However, we need to allow for abundance, the bounty of the spring, the color, the creativity, the illumination of summer and the sun. But we also have to have that releasing and the shedding of the fall, getting new skin. So things literally falling away once they've served their purpose. And, we also go into that quiet hibernation energy of the winter. So it's like not fighting against the season of life and the cycles of time and space, and just flowing with them and embracing each one for the gift that's constantly being offered. But the elementals, they are the juice and the sauce. It's Mother Earth, it's harmony. So that's kind of what I see there. But I love that we've got all these favorite witches. Look at us. We've got the gray, the blonde. We don't have a brunette. That's hilarious. And a redhead. Look at me. I'm holding the staff. I'm going with it. Okay, you chose Pluto. Look what you get, rooted, which is awesome. Rooted, the 34. So this is law of attracting, where our heart believes we belong. It's instigated by our spirit. Does your heart believe you belong where you're at, or does it not belong where you are at? Like the heart knows. So this is about listening to spirit, tuning into the signs. But it's also about, because it also, oh my gosh, it nets to spirit number 2. So the first card was a net to the spirit. This is also connection to spirit. So our heart knows and our intuition knows where we do and don't belong. So it really is tuning into the sign. That's hilarious. I just collaborated that just in that moment. So it's like, we never fear living within ritual magic, being merged within the roots of our being, the soil of our soul. This is all about the soul in the season of Scorpio. But I did a rooting ritual, if you will, that I really won't get into, but it's a very powerful way to root in transformation and connecting to the root system. So it's like this grounded connection. And are any of you in the rising of the origins, the immersion, the elementals? Rooting, this is very curious. So we do finish the portal, the immersion, tomorrow, and I do have something brewing. Be sure to check out your inbox. So I got some good stuff on the highway there. But we are often told to start to build our intuition, which is undoubtedly true, but never underestimate the power of working with our spirits and our guides, our guardians and our gatekeepers, angels, Jeremiel, source, divine, God's universe, whatever you want to call it. Just learning to ground our spiritual spidey senses, that information, into our physical life, which again, we've got 2 7s coming up. No, I don't have another 7. Just checking. To be flighty, that's, to connect to spirit, but to be rooted is to become a channel for spirit. 2 different frequencies. I have to have my emotional foundation in order to channel. We then become a vessel that allows the divine intelligence, our ancient wisdom, to spread that wisdom down here to the earth. So again, what we're all used to is manifestation, a witcher's way. I'm just saying, this is really a message here. Just being grounded is about being present and aware of how things make you feel. So we have to feel into our bodies. So we're kind of being asked to go deeper, to dig in deeper, dive in deeper, maintaining deep roots. That's how we pull ourselves out from the darkness, the shadows. And it's easy to get grounded or to do a spiritual exercise or practice when things are going really well, but it's an entirely different ball game when we feel defeated or broken. But the darkest parts of our journey are when we need to be rooted the most. And the real gift of spiritual commitment is found when we feel like our back is against the wall. So don't give up when times are hard. Instead, find nourishment below the surface, in the cave, in the hive, right? We're in the season of Scorpio. So finding our connection to our authenticity, our authentic true self, our ancestors, guides, gatekeepers, guardians of our galaxy, and trust our innate instincts, our intuition, which is a totally thing. But your situation, it's not hard so that we give up. It's a call to surrender to our practice, like putting it on, I call it the ancestor altar in the other realm. That's kind of how I see that. Okay, and if you chose the scorpion, did I say that already? Or the sigil? Either way, it's the last one. You get the cauldron, our final message. Sometimes I should write down what I say. But the cauldron, this is great. The 10, so this is a placeholder of time and space to our heart. It's the ability, again, to manifest what our heart wants. But once we've given the energy of Scorpio to the manifestation, the ability to protect the manifestation, it's the energy of today in this duality. So our heart loves and trusts what it is creating. The manifestation is easy. The creativity flows. Transformation, this is vessel. This is a metamorphosis. It's bewitching, yes, in a way, but it's like blinking and we'll see. And then we've got this bubbling desire left to brew in the bubbling cauldron there. So everyone have their bewitching cinnamon. I sense the cycles are when the season shifts elementally and cosmically, or both. The cosmic soup, which, we all have a cauldron, but a cauldron is essential for us witches. It's often in the center of our home. It's the hearth. It's the kitchen. It's the center of our home. So it has a variety of uses, from cooking to magic to brewing of infusions or potions or whatever you want to call it. Even making washes for the floor, the walls, I save a bunch of lemon pills. But the cauldron, this is a vessel of transformation. It's turning materials into something useful, energy to matter. It's healing, it's nourishing. It's a symbol of bringing many things together to create the things we want. So some things have to be broken down before something new can be created. Sometimes it often takes a few attempts before we have the perfect outcome, which honestly, what's perfection anyway? So don't be afraid to fail or try your witchery, whether it's manifestation spells or doing it a few different times in a few different ways. Rituals. when I do rituals, I take notice on the rituals that I prescribe and see where they may need to be tweaked or adjusted. So as we grow our unique practice, we then begin to understand the signs of our own bubbling brew, our pot, and then we can make adjustments when needed. But being that the cauldron showed up today, there is more than one path to an outcome that we may be seeking. You may have to try a variety of different approaches to manifest what your heart desires and have boundaries. So for example, perhaps becoming a millionaire means you have to develop a few different sources of creating income. Or to find love, you're going to have to kiss a bunch of frogs, probably a plethora of frogs, before you're ever going to find the prince or go fishing and throw back a bunch of fish. So a spell may need to be worked over the course of a variety of months, many months, or even years. So oftentimes we can't expect always our workings to happen within the course of a moon cycle, by the way. It depends on the manifestation. So there are often things that are literally in our auric field that are preventing us from being ready to receive what we seek. We have to clean those out. Generally, they're images and beliefs. So even perhaps maybe we have to learn to manifest something else before manifesting that bigger goal. But the key always is to trust our intuition, our energy side of ourselves, and be in love with the outcome that we're creating. But being that our cauldron is otherworldly, this is about knowing that our desires are being put to the test of those flames of the cauldron. But the universe needs to know that we can stand the heat before giving us bigger and bigger, better things. So oftentimes challenges may be unwelcomed, but they're about preparing us to hold more in our container, our vessel. Having more of anything means more, obviously, responsibility. So if we can't handle the challenges with what we have today, how can we expect to handle the challenges of tomorrow if they're bigger, they're more significant, they're grand? I do have a saying on my desk somewhere. But our here it is, hang on. Our energy will grow to the level of problems that we can handle, right? So if you are feeling the heat, try your best to learn the lesson of your hardship and how it can assist you into the future, learning our lessons. So when we have less to lose. So with the cosmic energy, the elementals, the messages being in the season of Scorpio, who is on first? The boundaries, energetic boundaries. Are you overly guarded? Are you underguarded? The moon is in the season of Libra. So this is in the octave of balancing our heart's emotions in our subconscious reality in those boundaries. So it's like spirit is inaugurating the boundaries. The Shamans portal is online for the entire season. I dive deep into that and Change Your Stars, by the way, the sound of the mystic silence in the Imaginal. And we also have the heart online today, our heart's chalice, giving sacred space to the Queen's round table. And just know that we are the keeper of who we are. We are our own sacred heart. We are safe. And we are also free to play, to be wild and free. So I would affirm that I am safe in my sacred container. Nothing gets in unless my guardian, my gatekeeper, etc. allows it. That was kind of a lot, but not really. Be sure to tune in to the Musing Moon Meditation. Share your rituals. Open the chalice to your manifesting abilities that feel the juiciest to you, not the other. Indoctrinating inside of ourselves. But I would highly recommend The Witcher's Way to Manifest or Change Your Stars. They really are the sauce right now. I didn't realize that when I set this up, but I will see you tomorrow for the last session in the Rise of the Origins, which is going to be super saucy as always. And I will see you on the other side and catch you on the replay. Blessings.
Awaken the spirit that resides in you. Are you ready to take the path of discovery into your personal story? Rising of the Origins is a free 3-day immersion starting October 18th, 2022. Day 1, setting the stage. Discover how to utilize the elements to set your foundation, calling in an elemental being for protection, being centered, open, and closing space. Day 2, gift and purpose. Merging with the elements, we can discover our gift and our purpose, releasing what no longer serves us, recognizing our authentic self, being a conduit by connecting to our higher self, our Sira, and more. Day 3, connecting the subtle and the elemental, the energetic centers, the elemental realm as doorways, gathering information on the highway, working with the centers to figure out the elements that creates our current threads. Being able to log in here at club.tanyad.tv/login and watch the replays, explore the goodies inside your own personal library. My wish for you is that through each day you awaken the spirit that resides within you. Through seeing yourself with vital eyes, life transformed, passions ignited through the information superhighway, awakening the spirit. Save your spot and activate your portal at club.tanyad.tv/rise, and I will see you.